of our Torah. Um, in a Thursday night, we're going to go through the custom of staying up all night on Shavuot learning. Many of us will, you know, but it's a very strange custom. I mean, you stay up all night. It's going to ruin Friday, basically because you'll be wiped out. There won't be much for you to be able to do. So, where did this custom come, and what is the purpose behind it? It actually comes from the 16th century in Tzfat. It's a relatively late custom. There's a midrash that says that just before we received the Torah, the morning we're supposed to go and receive the Torah at Mount Sinai. What do the Jews do? The most momentous episode in the history of man. The Jews are going to be witness to Mount Sinai. And what do? We oversleep. That's a midrash. Moshe has to go around waking the Jews up to get us to get ready to receive the Torah. The the Decalogue, the 10 sayings, 10 commandments. That from this, the Kabbalists of Tzfat decided we will show how excited we are to receive the Torah. We're going to stay up all night learning the Torah to show that we're really excited about receiving it. And it's a very interesting custom because it says something. It says something about Jews, or it says something about a community. A community are people getting together to learn together. If you go to many places, people go from synagogue to synagogue to learn different shiurim, different things from the Torah, because they want to learn more. And then they meet other people, and while you're staying up, you happen to meet a lot of people, a lot of your friends, you get to talk to them. It's a very interesting thing that happens. So you're building community at the same time, but you're also making a statement that Judaism, according to that Torah Judaism, is not stayed like you have one set of people who are always in charge of something, a king or a priest, etc. These are inherited positions. When it comes to the Torah, we're a meritocracy. If you come from extremely humble background. As we know, Hillel was so poor when he started to learn Torah, he sometimes could not afford to pay to enter the Beit Midrash. So he would eavesdrop from the outside, see what he could get. And then he became one of the great scholars of the history of the Jewish people. You could come from a very poor background. You come from a very wealthy background. You could come from a very non-religious background. I knew a Rosh Hashiva at Telz that he told me that he did not grow up in a religious household. He actually said, and this is somebody from Telz, a Rosh Hashiva, extreme, and he said, you would not believe this, but pork was a big food in my household growing up. And he got into learning Torah, and he eventually became a Rosh Hashiva. But it tells you something, that what Shavuot is about is the Torah is for every Jew. And it's what you do with it that counts. If you learn, you can end up being a Rosh Hashiva at Telz, Lakewood, Mir, wherever. It doesn't matter. We don't look at your background of, like you come from a non-religious background, etc. We look at what can you do, what have you done with your life, with the tools you were given. God gave us tools. It's up to us to use them for the good, and that includes learning Torah. Because the important thing is you can be very spiritual without any Torah background or any religious background, let's say. So you can be very spiritual, but you don't do the right thing, but you're spiritual. Um, there are people who they basically do what they follow. Their body is an automatic. They come, they gather, they do this, they do that. But if you ask them why they do it, oh, because that's what I do. They have no idea why they do it, but they know this is what you do. The ideal in Torah is that you do the right thing, you do the mitzvot, but you also try to understand the mitzvot. You try to understand why we do these things. And that way you can pass it on to the next generation. That when your children ask you, why are you doing this? You can say, because boom, 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 boom. And not just because that's what we do. And that's the importance of learning all night on Leil Shavuot, that we should try to understand that we're getting the Torah, and this is what, and the point is that it is for us to be better Jews, to be better understanding of why God gave us the Torah. Something to think about.